everybody. Welcome one and all to Once Upon a Game, which is an fantastic role-playing game variety show where we emphasize one-shot games and the magic of collaboration and play, and how by the end of the show we will create something special and original by the efforts of the five of us this evening. So we are playing tonight Ghost Echo by John Harper, which is one of his older games, which is available at 17design.com. And so it is a game where you and your crew have stolen some things in the ghost world, and stuff has gone wrong, and you're trying to get out of it. And it's like a very minimalistic setup and minimalistic set of rules. So it should be exciting to see what we make of it. I am going to be GM today. I am Sean with a U. You can find me on Twitter at Hyena Spots with a Z. You may recognize me from my role as professional kidnap victim in video games like Heavy Rain and Fallout 4. So you hope you enjoy the show. Quinn, why don't you? Oh, and my pronouns are he, him. So Quinn, why don't you go ahead?
Hey, I'm Quinn Murphy. I do RPG babbling and also freelance design and also games of my own. I have words at thoughtcrimegames.net, and I also babble about games and like all sorts of other stuff that enters my head on QH_Murphy on Twitter. And I think those are the main things right now. And pronouns he, him. Allie?
Hey, what's up? I'm Allie Bustian. You can find me on Twitter as Mad Bureau or on Patreon, where I haven't talked a lot lately, but I'm working on it. And I make games, supplements. I'm currently working on one called Misbehavin'. That's Prohibition-era urban fantasy. And also something that I can talk about now. I'm writing my very first D&D 5e adventure. Nice. Where everyone goes to hell.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. So they go to 2018. Awesome.
Yeah, like 2018, but with more, maybe less hellfire. Yeah. Basic idea.
So it's like a cheerier version of 2018. I like it. I like this.
Yeah, you have some choices instead of none in sadness. So Eric.
Yeah, everybody. I'm Eric. I'm producing the show. I'm a streamer, role-playing game person. I love games way too much. I play way too many. Somewhere in the realm of 12 to 13 a week right now. Pronouns he, they. And Spike Ball.
Hi, I'm Brendan. You'll find me around lots of role-playing streams on the internet where I will be in chat cheering. I really love RPGs, and I've recently started work on hacking maze rats to be a cyberpunk game with items like duct tape on your random tables. So, yeah, that's me. Follow me on Twitter at SpikeMaw.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So, as I said, Ghost Echo is not a very prep-intensive game at all. Here in our little Roll20, all you really have to do is pick a name, and then we will just get right into it. So if anybody has any of these names that are jumping out at them, feel free to leap on it.
I'm gonna pick Grip.
Okay.
I'm thinking Demon. Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling Coil.
I was between Coil and Hull. I'm happy to take Hull.
Okay. Is that everybody?
Right. Yes, give me 1 second to put these all down.
Mm-hmm. You doing fancy schmancy, putting it on the actual overlay or notes somewhere. Ooh.
Okay, so now that I have that there. Yes, so here, now that you've all got your name, those names are correct, right? Coil, Eric, you're Coil.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then, so yeah, the game, we just have a starting situation, and then there's questions we'll answer as we go along. The starting situation is while looting in the ghost world. Your crew was sold out. You walk right into an ambush with hungry wraiths on your heels. So questions that we will probably answer as we go along. We may or may not get to all of them this evening, but why does your crew need loot? What powers and talents does your particular crew member possess? What is the ghost world like? What is the real world like? What are echoes and what are wraiths? So yes, I think that while you are this ambush, you are currently in a location called Cathedral Hill, and you are in the like ghost world shadow of Cathedral Hill, and there's a large there is, of course, it is named for the large cathedral, which is run down and decaying, and there's quite a few trees that have overgrown through the area, and you see like they're in the ghost world, you can sort of see their shadows, and in some ways there's like a more vibrant, like bluish tinge to them, because as the trees decay, like their spirits manifest more in the ghost world.
So they sort of drift from the real world into the
Yes.
ghost world. Okay.
Yes, and from this, there have been there are others in this ghost world. There is a woman by the name of Nyx, and she is a tall. She's a tall woman of Asian descent with slicked back black hair that comes down to her shoulders, and she is wearing a pair of glasses with like a little heads-up display on them, and she is accompanied by a man by the name of Sledge, and he is a big bearded white man who is essentially, he's wearing a long leather overcoat, and he is carrying a hammer similar to his name, and they have popped up in front of you while you were on the run from some wraiths. There are these like swooping hawks behind you, like these, and they are these weird sort of digital, like these. They almost look like animals that are like glitching out and made of code in a way.
So sort of like these kind of like polygonal kind of like hawks. Okay.
Yeah. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. I suppose we will start with what do you do? We don't need to worry. We can figure out the rules as we go along here. But if anyone's got something they want to do, feel free to jump out. But there is one thing we should take care of first. I'm sorry, Eric, as a matter of procedure. X card stuff. And yeah. Okay. Sorry. Jumping the gun. This is my first time.
It's okay. You're doing great.
So since we are playing, safety and everyone's comfort is the priority here on Once Upon a Game. We're all coming together, play a role-playing game, have a good time with our week. And some of us know each other, some of us don't. But whatever the case, we have a responsibility to each other as people more than we have a responsibility to whatever's going on in the game. We want to make sure that we are vigilant in communicating that to each other. one thing we want to do is make sure everyone like has a chance to talk and be heard while we play. Like if we notice someone's a little distracted or has some low energy or isn't speaking up as much, we can check in, see if they're doing okay, if they want to chip something in. If you're not comfortable with anything expressing yourself, you can always hit us up in the chat. And then also just for in-game stuff, sometimes we may inadvertently come across some material that's uncomfortable for someone in a given way. And for that, we have the we can talk about that, or as we can use the X card, which is kind of a method for getting around issues in play and communication. If we're uncomfortable with something going on in the game, we can make an X with our hands or our fingers, or say, X or X card. And if you do that, then we can stop right away. We can, establish what has been X card, and we can just excise that from the game and figure something else out. We're all smart, creative people. We can work around it. You don't have to explain why it's an issue for you. That's not a problem at all. Just feel free to, bring it up, and we'll do our best to keep things moving. Is everyone okay with that?
Absolutely. Sounds great.
Fantastic.
Yep.
All right, and so like I said, this is a fairly rules light game, but if we mess up or goof up here or there, that's fine. We just we'll keep it rolling. We don't have to stress about it too much. Just as a heads up, if you're wondering about what to do, you can be obvious. Sometimes the obvious choice or the obvious thing to say is the best thing, and what's obvious to you may not be obvious to others. So feel free to just put it out there, and other people will take that and work off it and play with it. So you don't have to feel like you must come up with something completely unique and original every time. And then just listen actively. Since this isn't a game where I have a bunch of material I'm already prepped for, we all kind of need to chip in a bit and build on one another's stuff. So yeah, all right. With that, we can get to that with Nyx and Sledge and the Hawks behind you here on Cathedral Hill. What's going on with the crew?
My first question is just, and I might have missed it when you were saying, what is our relationship to Nyx and Sledge? Like, how do we know them?
Does anyone have any ideas for what your relationship to Nyx and Sledge is? They seem of ill intent, and they seem they may be like rival runners here in the ghost world or something of the sort. Perhaps one or more of you owe them money or loot or something of the sort, or have prevented them from getting the same.
I have an idea.
Sure.
Did I see you wanting to talk there, Allie?
If you have an idea, I will shelve mine for now. We'll see what happens.
I had the idea that maybe I owe Nyx some money for my avatar.
Sure. It's like your ability to get into the ghost world. Nyx has kind of given you that, and you owe her some money.
Yeah, she designs avatars for people, and I skipped out on what I owe her.
Oh. Yeah, so she says, well, fancy we should see you here. Gosh, what is your handle again? Sorry, Hull. Yeah, I think you owe me something.
So can I ask, what is your avatar, Hull?
Yeah.
I think that Hull is doesn't look like a real human. They look something like a plastic mannequin, kind of like no actual eyes, or kind of like a mannequin you'd see in a store modeling clothes, and dressed in like a very simple jumpsuit, like black and red.
Spike Mall.
Yes.
Mannequin or crash test dummy?
I mannequin.
Okay.
Like,
So-
like
Nicer.
the kind that doesn't have eyes. It's just like a featureless pit, you know.
Yeah, just the Death Throw one. Yeah, okay.
And
Cool.
I don't think they have hair, or like, you see their hands and they have no fingernails. It's just like a mannequin from a department store come to life.
Okay.
Creepy.
Hmm. Cool.
So yeah, Grip, what do you seem to be brimming with the thought of something to do?
I was, well, so extra backstory stuff. I was thinking, like, somehow when somebody was describing that I was thinking that there's probably like almost like a design trend. It's probably like one of the new, like, popular kind of like stylish kind of avatars or something that you can get. So it's probably, you probably paid like a handsome bit for it to like be on that maybe. So I was just thinking, and so that's why, of course you couldn't afford it and they're looking for the money.
Yeah, there's no other avatar quite like this one. It's like handcrafted, which takes time,
bespoke.
which takes money.
Yep,
Yeah.
bespoke. Okay.
A bespoke avatar.
Nice. But then story-wise, sort of what's happening, I mean, I guess I would just be like, I'd be, while we're running, are we running? Or are we in a car? Like, I feel like we're maybe in vehicles. Are
you in vehicles here in the ghost world instead
of?
Are
we running?
What is? I was imagining you running, but if you're in some sort of vehicle here in the ghost world, or you have like strange ethereal code bikes or something,
or
why
like
not?
Maybe sort of...
Sorry.
No, you go.
I was thinking maybe what if both? What if we're running to our vehicles?
Perfect.
Yeah, there we go.
and then Nix and Sledge are right in between. There's like this line from us to the vehicles, and then Nix and Sledge, and I don't know. I picture myself as sort of Grip, like looking over to Hull, being like, "You didn't grab it. Like, we don't have time for this. Like, pointing back at the Hawks. We got like our vehicles here. Like, what are we doing?"
Sure.
Panicking, basically.
Yeah, you're telling Nick. So what are you doing? We don't have time for this. We have a lot of like.
Right.
Yes. Cool. So yeah, here actually we might have a method to roll, because so in the game you roll dice when you act under pressure, you infiltrate or steal, you suffer harm, you commit to violence, you manipulate or hold steadfast, you channel the ghost field, or you listen for echoes. Now, it sounds like you may be trying to essentially manipulate Nix and Sledge into doing something. You might carry off a deception, make a strong impression, stand your ground. So it feels like make a strong impression is
if it's an action against them, I think I would want to actually pull deception against them. It's like, I'm going to point right at Nix and Sledge and be like, they're coming right for you. Right, like, like somehow they're just like the Hawks are like after us, but like no, they found you out. They're covered. You're blown. Go run. They're coming. Right, and see if they think that they're for them and not for us.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely do that. So the way we go about it is you're going to roll one die for each. What is your goal here in this situation? You wanted to essentially deceive them into like
to get them to run.
Sure.
What we're running from instead of trying to stop us.
Yeah. Then so that is your goal there, and then the danger. Each goal comes with a danger, and for manipulating or holding steadfast, you get put in a bad position. I can then choose to create a second danger. In this case, I'm not going to, because I think you get put in a bad position is pretty good right now. And then you, the player, can create an additional danger and roll an additional die. Also, if at any time you happen to be especially well prepared for the action at hand, you get to roll an extra die on top of all that. But I don't think that's the case here. So essentially, you're going to roll one die for the goal, one for each danger, and then you're going to assign those dice rolls, which I've got over here.
Okay.
To what goes on, and we'll use those to determine if you meet your goal, how the danger corresponds, and whatnot.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. So we have a danger. So we have the goal of tricking them and getting them to run. Sorry, were you?
Can I suggest another danger if you want another die?
Sure.
They believe you, but they steal the bikes.
Oh, yeah. That's like, oh, that's gonna be sad if we don't do that. But that's actually a really good one. So yeah, let's put it on the thing.
Sure.
So
3 dice. You're gonna you're gonna be rolling 3 dice.
Okay. And
all right, and you should be able to drag those over. So you've got your goal, you got your required danger, and in this case, the player danger. So for goal, on a 1 to 2, the goal fails and the opportunity is lost until circumstances change. On a 3 to 4, the goal is partially achieved and the opportunity remains. On a 5 or 6, the goal is achieved. The danger is that the 1 to 2, the danger comes true. A 3 to 4 is it partially comes true and remains. And a 5 to a 6 is it does not come true. So in both cases, higher is always better for you as a character. And
okay.
So you can divvy those up as you want.
Okay, so now a required danger is which one?
The required danger is you're put in a bad position.
Okay. And we'll say we'll get the goal, and then the other one is the player danger.
They get your bikes, so that's going to be.
Well, this is going to be a weird one. So we maybe we get on because I put a 4 there.
Yeah.
So I guess
the danger comes partially true and it remains.
Maybe they get on our vehicles like with us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah. So. So I think what? Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, no. I got the idea. Yeah, no, they're on us, but maybe our bikes, because of the extra person on them, are going too slow, and so the danger is still after us, and they can catch up to us or something like that, right?
Yes. Yeah. So there are 2 dangers that remain, which is Nixon Sledge, and also the birds. So the I think you all like hop on. They're just like, all right, fine, we're gonna get out of here because they see like this flock of these strange glitching code birds, and they're not like smoothly sailing. They like blink in and out, and it's just this really weird staggered like static of this flock of these strange ghost creatures, and they're like, all right, fine, and you all hop on your vehicles. You hop on your on your bikes, and you are hauling off. But yeah, again, with the added weight, it's going a little bit slow. So those of you who have Nixon Sledge with you, you're going a little bit too slow, and the birds are now essentially surrounding you and swooping down to peck at you. What do you do? So, Demon, what are you up to?
I think I'm gonna take my idea back off the shelf. I used to run with Nixon Sledge.
Oh.
So we've done this before with the overweight vehicle. So I'm gonna swing around.
Which one is on your bike?
I'm gonna say it's Sledge. So I'm just gonna pull the donuts in the parking lot, and Sledge, once I start pulling this off, is gonna take the hammer and go to town.
Okay.
While these donuts are going, try and like knock the birds away, and I think that would be committing to violence. Just a little.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Tiny bit.
So when you commit to violence, you might do harm in a fight, terrorize with savagery. Yeah, that's. So the danger is unwanted harm, the required danger. And then in this case, the when a danger remains, you write it on a card, or in this case, I put it here and put it in front of you. During any future die roll, you or the GM can add that danger to the roll instead of the danger you would normally have the opportunity to add. Oh, okay. So either of us can take dangers and add them to instead of what we would normally do. I'm going to add the birds as my danger.
Okay.
And I think they will essentially kind of clog up your engine and cause some damage.
All right.
Do you have?
I think Nixon Sledge would be my danger.
Okay.
Just because if Sledge doesn't catch on fast enough, I'm doing this for no reason, and I've fallen far behind.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you're gonna roll 4 dice and assign all of them.
All right. Ooh.
Oh no.
Okay.
Woo!
It's all right. It's fine.
We need a little dog in the fiery house for when the dice go bad like that. It's fine.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go with that there.
Okay. Hold on.
There we go.
Okay.
That was one problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think at this point, like Sledge, like you shout back to Sledge, and I think at this point he didn't realize that you were on the you were like with this crew, and so he just starts shouting, and he says, "Hey, Nix, it's Demon's here!" And so she like looks over and just like kind of nods at you as you're driving along, and you start doing donuts. He takes his hammer and he starts swinging, and as he does, like as it starts to come in contact, there's like this weird, like it puts out like a red glowing field that would normally be used to like hit the birds, but they do not. Like they're able to, even though he takes a couple of them down, there's too many of them, and they have surrounded you now at this point, and you suffer some injury from them like colliding into you. And I think that when they do, you feel like bits of your avatar, and also just like by extension you just sort of like blink out when they do. Like there's just like little parts of you that just go missing.
Okay. And I think one of the parts that goes missing is Demon had been wearing essentially an Oni mask.
Oh.
Giant curling horns. And it's starting to show some of the face underneath. None of you have ever seen what Demon actually looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, so
Nice.
Coil.
Yeah. So I'm
what do
going,
you make of all this?
so this isn't going well. So I'm going to rev my bike, and I'm going to cry out to Demon to stop showing off, and we need to get out of here. And I'm going to channel the ghost field here by connecting myself to the engine of my bike here to render us invisible from the wraiths.
Ooh.
To get us out of here.
I like it. Yeah, I like the visual of that. What does Coil look like too? I'm just gonna.
I imagine Coil has, I don't want to say a Ghostbusters backpack, but there's definitely, I'm sort of not like the heavy tech person of the group for heist. I'm the one with the backpack of the gizmos and doodads that we need for the trip. So I imagine I sort of am decked with, I imagine there might be like a little like Tesla coil or something on it. So, and I have it probably like connected up to like my left arm, and like, you know, it has one of those like backpacks to something like to like a gauntlet or something on my left arm, and we rev it, we see like the Tesla thing go charge and like go into the bike, and that's sort of the effect here. So yeah, like not quite a cyborg avatar, but it definitely I definitely imagine that my avatar like can wear equipment, which it might be special, or I've done something to my regular. I imagine a what's his name? Like GI Joe Snake Eyes, like
Yeah,
so
nice.
much just more like just like the bodysuit like armor set with this contraptions over them.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah. So that's going to be your goal, is to go invisible. The required danger in this case is going to be paranormal backlash. So something bad will probably happen.
It's cool. Real quick, is it cool? I made everyone of this heist invisible to get us out of here, or just me? Because my intention is to get everybody.
I think that's okay. Like, I think.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay.
Yeah, actually, no, because the birds are currently harassing Demon. It like largely there's a huge flock of them. I think the actual danger that I'm going to put in is that it's only good for some of you, or well, no, because that's like
that'd be possible a problem with the goal, right?
Yeah, that would be a problem with the goal. Yeah. So I think in this case, yeah, and since also fictionally, since the birds are harassing, I think you just got the 2 dice here.
Okay.
So
well, so you guys know I'm not the best at role playing games, and I roll really poorly. So this is gonna be fun.
Though there is a good suggestion in the chat. You take the birds with you, but in this case, what if you made the birds also invisible? So we can no longer visually track them.
Oh, geez.
No, I think that would be really. I don't want to get killed by invisible birds today. Although I do
see my death coming.
Exactly. We may not be honorable, but okay. So I don't think I'm going to take it, but I'm going to roll my 2 dice.
Yeah.
Rock.
All right. Okay.
Feast and famine. Nice.
All right. Yeah, naturally. Well, give me the backlash. All right, give me that backlash.
So I think the backlash for this is.
Am I out of juice?
Can I suggest something that I was actually wanted to introduce here? It's I was going to introduce it part of my character, but I think it could be a general thing. So that if you tap in, like if you like take too much damage or use too much of your like avatar thing, like you kind of your avatar is sort of like your power source too, and so like it kind of that little wireframe kind of gritty thing you can basically develop kind of mesh, which is like kind of like almost like a rot there, but it might affect you in the physical world too, and basically impairs your ability to res. So you might be able to, like if you get the paranormal backlash, you might then be sort of like permanently deleting, like kind of draining from your ability somehow to come back in or something. So there's like this constant danger, you're like sort of life meter.
We're in the ghost field right now, right?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
you're in
the
ghost world, whatever
well,
that entails.
the obvious answer is then is that I can't get out.
Yeah, I think
that, like lock yourself in.
Yeah.
You'll be stuck here for the time being.
Right, and
barring some change.
Yeah, like I don't see it as we drive off, but the camera like goes down and you see like the light or whatever, that's you see like it's broken where like the power source or whatever for getting out of the ghost field. I am my avatar cannot disconnect.
Nice. Yeah, so you carry like these little packs then or something, like these little power packs to blink in and out of the ghost field.
Yeah, so I imagine something like that. Especially for me with all my extra like suit and electricity and stuff like that, I probably have to use my power, like extra power. Yeah. So I really messed up, y'all. All right.
Is it like is it like a port that you would jack into so that you can jack out like the Matrix on the phone?
Maybe. What do you guys think? I'm totally open to what everyone thinks here.
So like how we like what our portal from the ghost world to the real world is, or like that.
Yeah. How do we enter and exit the ghost field?
Yeah.
I think it might be a little persona-ish, where you go to a physical real world location, you do something, like maybe open an app on your phone, or like
Okay. So of
you
these
do something
locations,
relatively mundane looking and are in the ghost field.
yeah, maybe you have like these the boxes you use, like that you plug into, have like these, they're like these little hard drive things with mystical symbols on them, or
Well, I wonder if it's like almost a like you have to sort of we have to get away from these things, but then like once you get to maybe like there's a certain area, and then like everybody has their own kind of ritual for sort of doing it. Like, one person might call the phone, another person might slap themselves a few times, or another person might make a little pain, like it's like almost like tied to a psychological kind of thing.
Yeah. Like I think of like the Inception thing, the totem.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, like you have a ritual or something like that to get out of it. Yeah, it sounds really cool.
Yeah. So since and you have to be in like this particular location to do it.
Right.
So since you brought that up, Demon.
I think that plate. Or sorry, no, yeah, you go. Sorry.
Yeah. So since you brought that up, Demon, on this page here there are several different locations. Where do you have to be to get in and out of the ghost field?
Did you mean me or did you mean Quinn?
You
Okay.
were the one who brought up the location, so I wanted to ask you.
How about the night carnival?
Okay. Yeah. So you have to reach the night carnival. That is where you.
That seems suitable.
It's the nearest jump out point.
Well, good. Yeah. So like everybody you all fade and your engines rev, and there's like this ripple of blue ectoplasmic energy, and everyone just sort of de-reses. I think. What are you doing in the midst of all this, Hull? Now that
I think that Nix is probably like driving the bike that I'm like behind her on the bike.
Okay. Yeah.
And like I'm holding on to her and saying like of course I'm gonna pay you. Like, why do you think I'm doing this? Like, why do you think I'm here? Like, we have the stuff.
It's been 3 months.
Okay, well, I should have called you, I guess. Sorry, but I promise, you'll get paid today.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to make it out of this first. So, you got any bright ideas?
I mean, we got to make it to night market or to the night carnival.
All right, fine. So she, she revs the engine. You hear it rev, and she says, "I think I may know a shortcut."
Oh yeah, where are we going?
And she like points down a path, and there's there's like these streets that they're like these rubble strewn streets.
No. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I just realized that, like the camera when you do that and stuff. Sorry, just coils like, no way we're taking the canals. No way. As like we're obviously taking the canals. And
sure.
Right, the streets that you're describing. I'm just protesting it, but continue.
Yeah, this it's like that. That's probably the best way we can get through there, and it'll cut our time, significantly, and we can maybe shake these birds.
I mean, sure, we'll shake the birds, but what about the vipers?
It's like nothing to worry about there.
All right, whatever you say, Nix.
Look, I need you alive so you can pay me. That's the best kind of trust you can find in these parts.
I guess that's true. And like when Hull laughs, like there's no mouth. It's just like hollow coming out of their face.
Oh, okay. Cool. Is there any particular thing you wish to do, or like more like action oriented, or if not, that's fine. If you want to hold off for now.
I mean, I think that I I think that I think that I want to um manipulate Nyx,
Sure.
because I think like I have some of the loot on me,
Okay.
and I think that I want to keep a hold of it so that I can pay Nyx, but I can still pay other people, and Nyx gets what she's owed, but no more.
Mhm.
So I feel like that's something that Nyx probably doesn't want. She wants that plus interest,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. She's definitely wants. Yeah, she wants to take you for way more than you've got.
So
So, what have you all stolen?
Food. So I think.
But this is the ghost world.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Well, here, huh? Well, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. So in the ghost world, there's this stuff that's kind of like mana. It's like kind of like this stuff that you could take. It's not food as we understand it, but it could actually nourish you. And so at least I'm taking that's like, we could have maybe split it up, but I'm thinking that's at least my part of the haul.
Okay.
And then I've sort of taken this ghostly sort of ectoplasmic food, so I can like back to like people who actually need to do it and starve, because there's actually, it's like in basically an apocalyptic area world where there is no food. So this is like, if they don't have this, they don't eat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I was going to say stone, so to build on that, maybe each stone has its own rune on it, and the runes will make that stone do something different. So, like,
Okay.
one might be food, one might be like a power source, one might be like it can get you from one place to another instantly.
Yeah.
So maybe
And
there's like spells.
Oh yeah, like the like runes kind of.
Yeah.
yeah, and I think these stones are all like dodecahedrons. Like they're like these strange, 12-sided dice basically. And
Are you sure there might not be, some 20-sided ones, a weird 4-sided one?
I mean the basic platonic shapes. But yeah, so they are made of like ghost material, so they're these sort of like, some are very nice and shiny, and they have like different resolutions essentially, and they like some glow with a strange ectoplasmic energy, others are like glitchy and like have little bits of like code running across them in like garbled language that no one can read. And they do various things, and they provide various people have different methods of dealing with them or taking stuff out of them.
Quite, and this is sort of like an open question. Like, does anybody know how these stones came to existence?
And are they like programs for like far future like replicator 3D printer things? So like one stone might be a program to print a certain kind of food, or a certain kind of object?
I don't know that you know necessarily what these are or why they came into being. Like, it's that, because I think at this point, I mean, these are answers you could seek or people you could ask for, but I think, your job is mostly
Retrieve.
infiltrating into the ghost world and taking these things from the strange ghost creatures that hoard them for reasons unknown.
Okay, so but anyway, I'm like holding on to Nick's with one arm, and like I think we're stopped at like the trailhead to like before we go into the canals, and I hold my hand out like kind of in front of her a little on the bike, and like this shape like springs out of my hand, and it's like a floating like six-sided die, basically made out of code.
Okay.
And it's like really like tight machine-made code. It's not like loose or poor quality of any kind. Like, look at this. These stones are incredible. I can pay you back plus a little extra, but and like I close my hand and it like shrinks down and like into my hand as like I close it, but I'm holding on to it.
Like an infinity stone.
Yeah, like kind of like it's like a projection almost, and then like back into my hand.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, you go ahead. The danger here is you get put in a bad position. I think you're pretty good with your setup here. So I don't think there's any additional dangers that you're facing right now.
Yeah. I mean, I get put in a bad position. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I'm rolling.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Excellent.
So, my goal is to say that she's to keep a hold of it, and the danger is that she wants more than I'm willing to pay her.
Well, the danger is you get put in a bad position. So I think. So which die are you using for which? The goal or the goal and the danger? You gotta assign those.
I'm going to set the one to the danger.
Okay. So the goal is partially achieved and the opportunity remains. So she kind of gives you a look that you can like do. You're all invisible in theory, but like due to the way that Coil's thing works, you can see each other. And she just kind of glares at you, but looks like she's considering. And that's when she says, "Look out!" And you hit like a railing, and you get flung off of your vehicle, and you land in the waters of the canal, which is like down this. You like tumble down this hill. And Nyx also goes flying in a different direction.
I have a question. I have a quick question to flesh out the scene. What is the color of the ghost field water?
What color would you like it to be?
I'm not the one who fell in it, so
it's like a bright electric red, like falling into a neon bath.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you splash into this strange water, and I think that like I think it acts differently. Like it clings to you, like instead of just like sliding off like water would. It's not like it flows like water, but it just seems to want to as if it had tons of tension. Yeah. So it's like coating you almost.
Yeah. Yeah. I think of the dark reds and stuff from there's a game called Ruiner. That's like a very like stark color scheme.
yeah.
I definitely get that sort of vibe from it. Yeah, it's like viscous, like oil.
Mm.
Cool.
Yeah. In the meantime, Demon, you had these birds that you're trying to evade. You've gone invisible. You probably pulled off some stuff. What do you want to do?
I think what I'm gonna try is to listen for echoes, to read the local data stream and see if there's anything else that's on our tail. Like as we're pulling away.
Okay.
And I think to do that, the mass, what's left of the mask, changes and reforms itself into a different kind of demon mask. This time, this time I think it'll be a kitsune.
Okay.
Just
yeah,
reform, and I'll see what else is around.
Yeah, so you attract the attention of one or more wraiths is the danger here. I think you are. Is this so? Does your mask like give you a particular like insight into the ghost world, or?
I think it's just different configurations. Like,
Okay.
Like if you were changing the settings on like a phone.
Okay. Yeah.
You're switching your data plan because you're going to Canada.
Sure.
Kind of idea.
Well, I will say that, your mask in this case lets you be well prepared for the action. So you'll roll an extra die on top of it. So you'll just have a die that you can assign that isn't forced into any box.
Yeah. And the area I'm going to look into specifically is going to be the canal area.
Sure.
Is there something I should be looking out for there? Yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah. Our dying crew member. Okay. So that was a 1, 1, and a 3. Not.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with 3 for the required danger.
We're really good at role playing games. All of us.
Okay.
A lot of ones.
I had an extra die.
We're good at adapting to our bad rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a skill.
It's definitely a John Harper game. Okay, so yeah, the danger partially comes true, and it remains. Ooh.
So, I have if I can maybe for the danger, like you maybe sense it, and like we find out like what a viper looks like in the canal. Like you're like, oh, I sense this thing, and it's. Could that work?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think the vipers are also like a. Like I tend to be imagining like stuff in the ghost world as being like that old arcade game Tempest, where everything's like wireframe, or just like it's got like erratic bits in it. And I think the vipers kind of look like that, but they're much more like they're not polygonal. They're very smooth moving, but they're these like long, like neon yellow snakes that have like a head on either side.
What if the viper was a solitary thing? What if it was like a one huge one, like the viper?
Okay.
Oh, capital V.
Right, like a big one, and like like coming up under the canal, and it's like a serpent, technically, that we're just calling the viper.
I think Hyena said it was two-headed, if I heard you correctly.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I said the vipers, and that might be the two heads.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. So it's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just got like a head on either side. Like it's just some malformed Ouroboros.
Piranaconda is what Admiral Tuxaw says in chat.
What do the heads look like?
I was thinking something like the vipers look like moray eels, but with the head of a coelacanth. So
this?
just those are the lanternfishes.
Ooh.
The terrifying deep
Yeah.
sea lanternfish.
The weird the teeth
Too
that
many
go
teeth.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, that's good. So yeah, they're just like these, like, and I think the teeth are just going in like every which direction, like these like razor sharp shards. And yeah, what is and I think what happens is you get like a brief glimpse of that.
I have an idea. I think because I do get a feeling like a spidey sense moment, and it's like, well, just don't go in the canals. We'll be fine otherwise. And that's when I come around the corner, since I was behind.
Yeah.
That Hall's
Exactly.
Smash cut the Hall.
Dude, exactly. We see Demon just striding over there, and then Hall's like, little help, please.
I think Demon does look over, and then just slowly tilts the head up because I can't eyes. And you look behind you, and there's this dark orangey shape moving towards you through the canals.
I'm imagining Hull like up to their shoulders in this like red stuff, but it's got like the meniscus like you get in water, but it's like 6 inches deep. The meniscus, like,
oh yeah,
you know, and like arm up, but the meniscus is like way up my arm.
Yeah, it's like, so yeah, you're in a bit of a spot. And as we come around the corner, we see this, and you're like struggling, and we see this. I think we should take our first break.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes.
And we are back. And so, unfortunately, is the Viper bearing down on Hull, creeping through the viscous water or ghost water of the canals. It comes from, it's like squirms its way out from underneath this low-hanging bridge that goes over from one side or the other to the canals, and rears up ahead and opens its fangs, and you see like the razor sharp glow of its teeth, and its eyes like pulse strangely. What anyone have any initial thoughts?
I'm going to go, oh, not this. Okay, time to roll up my sleeves. And so I guess I'll describe my guy. It basically looks like a cross between somebody like out of actually I was going to say out of a cyberpunk thing and like a fantasy thing. So it basically looks like something out of like a shadow run thing, like kind of like a wizard, like a sort of a robe / leather jacket and sort of mirror shades. He's got dreads, but like shorter than mine. And so when he like does the roll back his sleeve things, that whole like mesh thing I was talking about, like basically like his arm, like he looks normal, and then his sleeves, like his arms are just wireframes from like all of the kind of like, like burnout and sort of stuff he's incurred lately. So he's kind of like almost like little ghost hands and like, just these wireframes connecting it. And then it's time for Viper to go nappy so we can get home. So I'm going to try and channel the ghost field to kind of basically make a ghost field sort of like lullaby to like just send it back. Just, I'm not going to end it, but just sort of put it back so we can get by.
Okay, you want to tame this creature very well, or like pacify the creature.
Just be like, hey, like give it like snake catnip. This is like the worst thing ever, but something like that.
Snake nip, yeah.
snake nip. Sure, why not?
Perfect.
Okay, so yeah, there's a paranormal backlash as the required danger.
How do you have ghost field snake nip?
Yeah, how do you have this power? What is going on?
Well, I think it's like basically kind of like a resonance thing, like a kind of tap into the ghost field and then sort of I'm assuming
it.
Right, I'm assuming that these kind of wraiths are kind of built from it. So it's basically I'm sort of like tapping into it and sending it sort of soothing kind of rays or something like that.
Yeah. You sure assume that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably gonna, with our rolls how they're going, I'm probably going to make it even angrier. Which
I was gonna say
almost certainly is the paranormal backlash here.
I was totally gonna say that definitely should be a possible consequence. That the thing just turns into rampage monster instead.
Yeah, go to sleep or really wake up. Okay, that's fine. And give it snake coffee. Don't do. I kind of might think that I'm prepared for this because I'm obviously like a veteran of it. Like I've taken my scars, but I'm like, I think I'm pretty good at this kind of stuff. But
okay, yeah, no, you can be prepared. I will allow this.
Can I propose another danger? That it goes for you instead of me.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
how generous! Certainly. How generous of you, Spike Maw.
But no, I actually think it's a really good one too. It's like I sort of incite it, to come after me. So what? Then I get 4d6.
Yeah, 4d6, and you got to put them in 3 boxes.
All right, come on, help me out. Ooh.
Oh yeah,
those are not bad.
All right, I can rock that. So 5 on my goalie.
Got the goal.
So 3 on the backlash and 5 on the player danger. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah, so a paranormal backlash. What's gonna happen here? I think I think you lose your voice. Is
okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and so I think there's like or like what? So you're beaming a thing in there, right? Like you're just beaming these like tunes out there, and I think you feel like energy from the machine like kick back at you or something, and you shout in pain, except then you realize like, oh, nothing came out.
And I think like that sort of mesh thing, because it's spreading through my body, like when there's backlash, like it's basically eating me away. So I think like even the throat area is like I've got no neck right now. Like I'm just sort of like hung up by the wireframe on my neck.
Yeah. So
as it's just like channeling. Oh yeah, it's a good picture.
Okay. Then yeah, let's see what happens. And so what? Like it rears up and it goes to strike at Hull, and as it is, you beam your little broadcast, and there's these notes that float out, and they sound like this weird discordant music. But then the serpent just kind of, the viper looks around and starts shaking, and then slumps over and sinks beneath the water, and you can like see the orange outline of it as it's like coiled upon itself. Yeah, so you have put out you've put the viper out, at least for a little bit.
Sorry, go.
I'm probably gonna try to swim out and like climb the side of the canal while it's sleeping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in this case you're acting under pressure.
What's the risk of harm in this situation?
So you suffer harm. I think that you would. I think that the water is potentially corrosive at some point. So you're like trying to get out of this stuff, and it's starting to like actually wear on you.
It's like burning through my jumpsuit.
Yeah, but slowly. So but you've been in there for a little bit.
Totally. Can I add another danger that the snake wakes up, the viper wakes up?
Yeah, you can certainly do that.
It's my like thrashing in the water. It's like it can sense that, It's like having a prey in its web.
Maybe only one of the heads is asleep, and the real danger is getting the attention of the other one.
Oh, I love that, Allie. That's
That's a good twist.
Yeah.
Perfect. So
the other head you don't realize it has.
I think that we we see Hull kind of like thrash for a moment, and then like calm down and float on their back for a second, and then like their limbs like flatten out into like paddle shapes. Like they're like plastic limbs like flatten out into like paddle shapes, and then they like swim. Like all 4 limbs are like oars.
Ooh.
And they're going towards the side of the canal. So what am I rolling here? I feel like
3 dice. Yeah. What was that?
And I feel like I'm prepared.
Okay, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can be prepared.
So 4.
4 dice, assign 3.
Cool.
Are you prepared? Were you prepared to fall into the air? I don't.
Yeah. That's what the wars are about.
Spike Maw.
I'm not just thrashing.
Look, their name is Hull, like a ship.
Knew this was gonna happen.
All right.
Oh.
If we're cool with it.
Yeah. I mean. Oh, what just happened? Okay.
Is the problem that Hull doesn't actually know how to swim? So like you can doggy paddle, which is what makes the most like turbulence within water, but you can't swim.
I think that it's yeah, like I'm not so much swimming as like rowing myself to shore, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, but you sort of, I mean, you're sort of doing both, but yeah, this is bad though because that's a lot of danger.
yeah, I'd rather complicate my life.
Yep.
Well, that's okay though, because Coil is going to step in as the Viper tries to consume you or bite you and fight it off to give you time to get out of here.
Okay, so yeah, that's good. In the meantime, though,
Yeah,
you are
obviously.
going to. It is like you feel it start the water like start corroding through your suit, and you're like, oh no! And one of your oars kind of gives out a little bit, and that's why you're right near the edge of the bank. Like, and there's a like a stone. You know, it's a canal, so you have to like reach up and grab onto the stone and haul yourself out, and you're almost there. But like one of your oars is given out, and you are reaching up, and that's when the other head of the Viper like springs out of the water, and it gets everywhere, and like this red spray, and lunges at you. You do suffer harm as a result of acting under pressure, so you do take some damage from the corrosion. So you will need to make another roll.
Oh, right, the suffer harm move.
Yeah, there's a suffer harm move.
Cool. Okay, so I don't feel like I'm prepared for this.
No.
But so let's just 2d6, I'm guessing.
Yep.
My goal is to not. Well, what is it? It's I'm going to resist serious injury. Is
Okay.
my goal.
Okay.
Good goal.
Okay. Yeah. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no. So I.
Ow.
Yeah.
Ow.
Okay. You're
I was
out.
incapacitated.
Yeah, that's rough. So yeah, you're reaching up and you're about to pull yourself up, and there's just a you're like and your arm kind of gives out, and you drop, and that's when the Viper begins to descend upon you, and you just like you black out. Coil, it sounded like you were getting in there.
Oh boy, you know.
And the Viper's like dragging the other, like one half of it's asleep, so it's like dragging the other half of it through the canal.
Okay. Part of me just wants to steal your ability to get out of here and leave you to die, but I won't do that.
I've got a stone, man. You can't leave me.
Yeah, obviously I can't leave this stone. Right. So I need to go in there and save our foolish Hull. What does this look like? This was like a very heavy beleaguered sigh, as I like whip out what's the what am I thinking of? Yeah. You know the Force Awakens lightsaber baton, like something like that with like a large like electric shock kind of thing to go fight this Viper. I'm gonna go fight it with that, and somehow it doesn't shock through the water. It's cool.
I mean, it's weird ghost water, you know. So.
Yeah. Right, but it'll work to get you out of here. So I'm gonna swim down there and try to stab at its head, stunning it enough that it opens its mouth and releases its hold on our hull, so I can pull them out of there and get to safety. That's the plan.
Okay. I would say that you're just trying to like briefly stun it so you can get Hull out of there.
Oh yeah, I know better than to know that I could kill a Viper.
Yeah. So I think in this case you're well prepared for that, since you aren't just trying to like slay it or smack it. So
thank you. That's generous.
You're just trying to open up a distraction here. So, and you have a good tool for the job.
Is there a second danger?
I can't think of a good second danger. You can give yourself one if you've got an idea.
Well, I mean, the other head wakes up is always a good one. Always a classic Ghost Echo.
Oh, well, now I'm going to put one in here. The birds, they're still after you. They never did go away.
That was going to be my second one.
Yeah.
Birds. I like it. We got a little Hitchcock in here.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, the polygon birds. Okay. I'm cool with that as a second danger. So I'm rolling one die for the required one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rolling a second one for the second danger, and I'm well prepared.
Yep. So 3.
So
and the goal
3 dice, right?
4, because you get 1 for the goal as well.
Oh, I forgot. Thank you. The goal. Right. So I'm rolling 4 dice, and survey says 4, 6, 1, and a 5. That's pretty good.
That's pretty decent.
So I can succeed on. So basically, with a 4, a 6, and a 5, I can succeed on everything except for one of them. I would love to beat the crap out of the Viper's head.
Okay.
I'm putting my 6 there. I'm going to deal with the danger of suffering harm as well, and pulling you out of here. So I guess the second GM danger is going to be the birds that I get a 4. So maybe it's just like we hear them approaching us.
Yes.
I don't want to step on their toes, but
the birds basically now arrive. Like you hear them approaching, and now they crest over like a hill and begin pouring down upon the canals. Like because Hull, they fell down a hill to get down here, so they've rise up over the edge.
Yeah, so I'm like, go to fucking asleep until it's like like lashes, and until it finally goes numb and passes out. And before it sinks down, I put my hand into its mouth, and out comes Hull, and I'm like, when you see like the viscous bubbles or whatever. Maybe not because it's ghost. We're not necessarily breathing, but I have to lug you through the cyber red oil water to get you out of this canal. I'm going to need some help because you're probably heavy as heck.
I think Demon is waiting at the top and just says we should go.
Okay.
A
little help would be great, Demon.
And I nudge Sledge. He's big dude. Yeah. If he carries a sledgehammer, he can probably lift people.
Yeah. So he jumps off the bike and runs down to grab Nix, who is out for the count as well. And he says, so he starts running over to I guess Hull's bike at this point. So you're there you're saying we should get going?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Demon's been keeping an eye out. Obviously, the birds aren't going to just leave.
No.
I feel like, and I guess I'm just complicating our lives right now, but I feel like there's some new kind of like element to the birds. Like I feel like the real danger of them is not just like they'll be attacking us, but like they sort of like there's maybe some sort of AI machine learning thing where they just start, and they get some sort of pick up some power or something. I don't know. Maybe they're changing somehow.
Okay, that can potentially. I think that can potentially be a danger. That we throw in there.
Or like smarter. And it doesn't have to happen now. I'm just sort of thinking just general story wise, like maybe they're like kind of growing and sort of adapting and being even more of a pain than they currently are. Just following us. So, but anyway.
Yeah, maybe like the birds were hoarding all these stones, like some sort of as like echoes of real birds. They were like nesting with all the stones, and you all went in and grabbed them while the birds were out flying around. You're like, we've got this, and that's how you ended up getting into this situation down the road.
Yeah, I told you I hate the canals.
Yeah. So, what do you want to do to get out of here? What's happening with Hull? Who's taking Hull on their bike?
I mean, I probably have room on mine.
I was gonna say you got a big old backpack there, Coil.
If we put Hull onto Grip's bike, move Nyx onto mine.
Okay.
And then we have her as insurance, and then have a Sledge on Hull's bike.
Okay.
That should work.
And I have my own with my huge pack of stuff, I guess.
Hull's like, no, I'm taking Nyx. I don't trust any of you.
Sledges? Or
Sledge is like, no, I'm going to put her on my bike.
I think Demon just gives Sledge a look. And the look definitely says, you're not smart enough for this. Don't even try. Like, we all know that Sledge isn't the brains of this outfit. We know it.
Okay.
So I guess it's a manipulate.
Yeah, it's a manipulate.
Brains? I have plenty of brains.
Yeah. So he's not the smartest cookie, and you also have a history. So yeah, we'll say you get the extra die here.
Okay.
Based on what we've done. And the dangers to get put in a bad position. I think he refuses to give up Nyx is going to be the bad position here. Or he's going to get on the bike and take off with her. That's the bad position. You'll lose a bike.
Okay.
And also the birds. The birds are here and they're causing trouble. So that's my other danger that I'm adding.
Okay. So I'm at 46.
Yes.
All right. See how this goes. Okay.
Not bad.
Well, I know I'm not going to touch that one. Okay. Yeah. I think that's fair. Or wait, no. Let's just get rid of the birds. No more birds for anyone.
No. Okay. So you were trying to convince him to give you Nyx, right? And put her on Grip's bike.
Yeah. I think what ends up happening is Nyx wakes up just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like still haven't been paid and passes right back out. So Sledge is with Nyx on Hull's bike. But Sledge knows that if he leaves without getting Nyx's money and payment, He's
Yeah.
going to be in so much more trouble than if he follows us. This is why he's not a smart cookie, because he could just leave and they won't be in danger, and they could collect on whoever's left.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that sounds like a good situation. I think there's a danger that Sledge still books it. Is a remaining
Sledge finally finds a brain.
Yep.
Yeah.
I only had a brain.
And yeah, so I think in this case, you get out of here. Like you all manage to get out of the canals because and like you find an underhang within the canals for a bit and let the birds like pass by. You know, they're circling around for maybe like an hour. You're keeping an eye out, you know, just in case the the viper wakes up. And at some point it does, and you hear its like angry cries off in the distance. But you're some distance away at this point. And you make your way out of the canals and into the like you are now on the road to the night carnival. One moment.
What does this road look like? Is this like a highway? Is this a bustling, like, main street thoroughfare? What kind of street is this?
I think it is a I think from the canals, like the canals go through, like these are, I imagine the area you're in is kind of like this cramped city. Cause I think just because of the canals, I think of like Venice, and so there's these tall crumbling buildings all around, and you're zooming through these areas, but you get out, and you get on this kind of, you do end up getting on like a highway, that is, it's like quiet and it's black on all sides, and there's nothing here. There's no trees growing, and it's kind of disturbing because it's just like almost nothing, almost like you're just traveling through like empty space on with just the road to guide you.
Might that be Echo Park? Right, like literally like echo, like the only thing you could hear maybe, or like is very echoey and otherwise silent.
And I think,
yeah,
I think the road might be empty, save for if you've played the new God of War. The bridge into, I think it's Niflheim.
Okay.
Or the bridge into Helheim, where it just has those juddering echoes of people walking. Like in the real world, this is a fairly busy walkway.
Yeah.
But in the ghost world, you see bits and pieces of that. I think they do the same thing in like the latest Devil May Cry.
Echoes? Yeah.
Echoes, right? Yeah. Echoes of people.
Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So yeah,
which of course turned on my Alexa here.
Oh no.
Listening, okay.
Alexa, roll some d20s. No.
Alexa, spy on our game.
Yeah, so you're here, and I guess the issue is needing to get out of here and find your path to the carnival, like find the right place to get off, and it's always a little bit of a risk. So who is doing this? Who is?
I think I would do more sort of wizardry to like sense that the whatchamacallit, is this a listen? It seems like we'll listen for echoes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's you might sense distant events or read the local data stream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we have to sort of use kind of the sort of like echo, like since they're the echoes of the people in the real world, like we use that as sort of like kind of pass to like navigate over there from like one to the next. So let me roll here. So what are my dangers? My first danger is that I attract
the attention of one or more race.
Maybe whatchamacallit, aren't dogs one of the things? Or,
yeah,
dogs.
Yeah.
Maybe get dogs after us. Which would be great. Not great. And yeah, sorry, go.
I think your silence is definitely a danger here, because I think you may have difficulties like communicating the right path in time.
Okay.
You're still muted, right?
Yeah.
You're muted, but IRL.
Big old squelch sign. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other dangers?
I've got nothing.
Whose territory are we going through? You probably don't want us bringing wraiths through it.
The dogs,
Yeah.
right?
Or what makes this place hard to get through? Or what is it about the...
Maybe the dogs aren't actually like dogs. They're instead like a gang of wraiths that have detached themselves from their real world counterparts and are just roaming free in this area.
Oh, like what? Yeah, like wild.
Yeah, like there's no risk for them at all. And they kind of go full on berserker mode if they catch you.
Yeah.
They can never go back home.
Yep.
Cool. So are we adding that to?
I think, to be honest, I feel that falls into the attract the attention of one or more wraiths.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Okay, so 2d6.
3d6, because yeah, 1 for the goal and 2 for the dangers.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep. I can do math sometimes. All right, and okay. Well, I'm gonna find. We do get there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna. I like that I'm gonna have to deal with my silence more.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think we'll put the 4 on this. So we sort on the. We might be stirring something, but we haven't really woken anything fully up yet, or whatever it is, or however you want to bring it up.
Yeah. I think you hear howling, like more so than the echoes of people, and it comes through the darkness.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Instead of howling, maybe they do like Jabari barks, which is them calling to each other that, hey, someone's moving through here. And at first it just sounds like something weird in the echoes.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe someone in the real world is doing something very weird nearby. Who knows? And then it starts getting like answered back with more calls.
Oh, yeah. So like there's this sort of like cold call and response thing where it's, it's just getting more intense and closer as it goes on. As it picks up over the sound of the hustle and bustle of the real world, or like the echoes of the real world. And
so sounds like we should probably move more undetected, but I'm not good at that.
Yeah, you have a giant backpack strapped to you.
Yeah.
Or
also,
not.
Maybe just keep hustling.
Your friend is unconscious. Hull, what do you? Does anyone want to do anything for poor Hull?
Right. I guess I have to, right? So you're incapacitated. I'm going to have to bring you back. And the way I do that is... that's actually really cool. I have to listen for echoes. In order to bring you back, I need to more or less hijack someone in the real world to sort of like give you a boost. Because like you're like I needed to connect to the other world again somehow, but like that is not good. That is
you're
very
like
dangerous.
life jacking.
Yeah.
This sounds kind of like channel the ghost field, enter or exit the ghost world, or perform a supernatural feat.
Or maybe it's that one instead of listening for echoes. But I was thinking, that's totally cool. So I can't exit the ghost field. So maybe this is all moot. However, I think maybe I'm doing it through you, and so maybe I'm allowed to.
Oh, I mean, you could tap outside of the ghost field, I think, but you can't get out right now.
Yeah,
unbeknownst to you.
So basically, what I need to do is I need to harm someone in the real world, in real space, to sort of serve as a what do you call it? Catalytic shock. What do you when you like resuscitate someone? Right,
like so
a defibrillate. Yeah,
defibrillating?
defibrillate. Yeah. Right, that thing. I need to like do that to basically resuscitate your ghost here.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be creepy too, because like it might like look like a mini cardiac arrest or something in the live person. So they're like, and like whilst another person in the ghost field's being, I love it.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's like literally a jolt of terror, like your heart stops.
Okay, and I think the danger in this case that I'm going to add is that like you are recognized, and depending on what the role ends up being, like that can that'll have we'll discuss what that looks like depending on what the role ends up being. But like someone knows that you did this.
That doesn't sound right. No. I think I just should just succeed right now. I don't know why. I just no. Okay. So I'm rolling.
Consequences.
Yeah. So I have 2d6. Boy, is this a? Can
2d6,
I?
right?
Well,
Two.
is there a standard procedure for this that you would know? Or is this just, I'm going to take this paper clip, this piece of string, and some gum?
I think it's more the latter, because like this is not something you typically do. I think this is something that I have almost pioneered the art of life jacking.
If you've pioneered it, then I would say you're prepared. Then.
All right. Oh, that's true. I'm prepared to do it. Thank you, Quinn. Yeah, I'm prepared.
You invented it.
Yeah, I adjust my gloves. Like I'm like, so we're like, we have to take a moment when you're, I'm like, we have to put you down for a second. I adjust my gloves. And I'm like, it's okay. I'm a professional. I've done this all the time. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right, Hull. All right. 1, 2, 3, and let me see what happens. Okay. Not great. Okay. Cool. So I'm going to do the goal is partially achieved because I think that's the more interesting outcome.
Okay.
And but I am going to make it so the danger doesn't come true.
Oh, okay. So no one will recognize you.
So what? And I'm not going to narrate what my success, or in this case, partial success, looks like. I'll let someone else describe what a partial goal of resuscitating someone is like this, because I this could be a lot of cool things. Okay, I think there's a lot on the table here.
Oh.
So what if part of the person you leaked back, like you sort of borrowed from, like
swap?
Actually, like you leaked back in, and it's like kind of like almost like a little like tweak to the personality, like he's like actually got part of that in there. It's like you're like, oh cool, like you did that, and it changes Hull actually a bit, at least temporarily. Like maybe it's like wears off after time. But
what if it shunts Hull out of the way? Like
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. What if it's
full Parent Trap?
Yeah, either full Parent Trap. I just got the idea of what if. Yeah.
I guess that'd be more of a Freaky Friday.
True. Yeah, Freaky Friday.
Or I would have to use some of the stone's power to like keep you here, but that could endanger the.
I think that's. Oh yeah. What stones? So
yeah.
Do you want to lose some loot?
No.
Okay.
Food runes rule everything around me. I can't part with this. I just don't know what I'm gonna do with. Boy, yeah, yep. Okay, we're doing Freaky Friday.
Okay.
So maybe like Hull wakes up, but Hull has no idea where they are right now, and they're like, who are you people? Where am I? Like my memory is gone. I was just like walking along a busy street.
Sure.
You're like holding an umbrella. It's like raining.
Yeah, and somehow you like hacked this other person's brain and like stole a bit of them and plugged it into Hull, and now Hull has no memory of being Hull and is like this other confused person.
Yeah, and I think so I think there are like a lot of people around you, and it's kind of bustling because I think Echo Park is probably where the most people survive and live in this place, and that's why it's such an empty place in the ghost world, is because there's like all these people around. Yeah, and so it's just like this weird void-ish place in the and you snap awake and you're like in some alley somewhere, you're like, oh, what's going on? Because I think that's how like you managed to pick someone who was out of the way, or happened to like slip off, and that's why you're like, okay, we'll just use that person. So what do you want to do now that you're awake? Hello,
Sorry, Spikeball.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're back in the real world. You're a little disoriented.
So I'm like, so I was like walking down this busy street, but then like I'm like holding this umbrella, or I was in like neon red water about to be eaten by this like eel thing, or I was like halfway down its gullet, and suddenly I wake up. I'm like sway and like almost fall over and bump into like the salaryman beside me. And
there's like this giant snake like spray painted on the building next to you.
Yes. Yeah, it's the Viper.
Even better. It's not the Viper. Maybe it's near Chinese New Year. So it's like a big poster for a production for Chinese New Year, but it's this giant red and yellow snake.
Oh, that's cool.
Dragon.
Nice.
Yeah. So you just see that, and it's a little bit of a flashback.
I start screaming. Like I'm like stumbling away from it, and then like I catch myself, and I look around, and like I look at the like the hand that's holding the umbrella.
Yeah, it's not yours.
And I'm like, and like drop the umbrella. I'm looking at my hands, and like I like patting myself down, and like I find a cell phone kind of a thing. It's like a future cell phone. It's like just like a piece of slate.
Motorola Razr.
It's just like a piece of slate black. It looks like just a sliver of stone.
Okay.
And I thumb it on and like put on like the selfie mode, and like see my face reflected in it, and I'm like this like old. It's like 45, 50-year-old guy with like a graying mustache, and I'm just like look absolutely ashen. Yeah.
Dun dun dun. Wow. Oh.
So, Sean, what does aging salaryman suddenly thrust into the ghost field do? In my like heavily injured body.
I think he just starts like losing his shit. Like he wakes up in Hull's body and just begins screaming wildly.
I think Demon immediately, as soon as the screaming starts, just slams a hand over his mouth and leans in and peers into what would have been Hull's eyes, and then maybe pulls back and is just like, "You're not Hull." Probably.
and I'm here, sort of mutely, can't talk right now, just looking at Coil, just hands up, what'd you do?
Okay. I can fix this. That's all I say. I can fix this.
And I think Demon turns and says, you don't get to fix things anymore.
All right. Okay. Well, at least
been revoked.
at least let me fix Grip's voice. Come on, I gotta do so. I can do something right. Come on, I got us away from those birds. Come on, you can trust me. I know I'm the new guy, but come on.
We need to get going, Sledge says.
Yeah.
And Demon nods. I think probably gut punches this poor person that's stuck in Hull to knock him out.
Yeah, he's not like a he's not like a hardened Ghost World criminal. He just
You're back to being incapacitated.
Yeah, tosses him over his shoulder and we're going.
Okay, and I think we're gonna close there right now and take another break.
Yeah, everybody.
We'll come back in a few.
Yeah. So I'll see you all in about 5 minutes. All right, take care.
You found yourself in the real world. Yeah, and I think it. I think as we shoot back to the real world, we shoot to Hull now in this salaryman's body, and your slate rings, or like it's like incoming message.
Swipe.
Yeah, and there is a voice on the other end that says, "Is everything okay?"
Yeah, everything's fine. Why?
We had a strange reading on your biometrics.
I don't know. I almost tripped. And I bumped into somebody, and
You sound nervous.
I guess it's just been a long week. Sorry.
How have you been able to collect more of the dogs?
No, I'm working on it right now. That's why I'm out here.
I see. Yeah, so you sound very unsure. I think you sound very suspicious. So you may need to do something here to convince them.
Mm-hmm. There's no way I'm prepared for this.
No. Yes.
I feel like I'm trying to hold steadfast.
Yeah, that's fair.
To
hold up the
carry off a deception, right?
Yeah.
So my goal is to just sound like a tired salaryman.
Mm-hmm.
What is the danger?
The danger is they send you help.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want
it.
I'm fine here. We're fine. How are you?
So I think I don't have anything else. That's just the required danger. You get put in a bad position. I think that's perfect.
That's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna roll 2d6. Oh.
Well.
Okay.
Well, together they equal 5.
Yes.
So, and can you keep with some?
I'm gonna put my 3 to the send help, but I don't think that they really believe me about. They don't believe that I'm just a tired salaryman.
I'm almost picturing something like I don't know if anyone's ever seen like Psychopaths, the anime, where they sort of can measure like your crime coefficient, like sort of like the calmness of your aura and stuff like that. So it's just like they have this whole thing that sort of like detects at a much deeper level. Like they're saying like biometric, they're really like, oh yeah, we can see like these like all these thoughts of some like it seems like you've flipped from like a 0 to like a on your crime coefficient rating.
Your loyalty score is going down.
Your
corporate loyalty score seems to be in question.
Seems like you've had to change it hard.
Yeah. I think like it doesn't sound I think they tell you to stay put. Or no, they don't tell you to stay put. They will say that hold on one second.
Maybe they say that someone will be there to meet you and assist you shortly.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, someone will be there to meet you shortly. So you have like an opportunity to, not deal with that, but they're in the area.
They don't send the like immediate extraction team.
Yes.
They're just
and they are suspicious because you did not achieve your goal. So I mean, I feel that this is a particularly strange situation, so it's not like they're just like, oh, clearly this is an imposter who has somehow swapped bodies with our employee. But that's like that's not within their conception of possibility at the moment. But they're like something is wrong.
Maybe they start to suspect that was this guy like a mole the whole time, and he's just been good until now.
Yeah, that he's they're working for a rival or something. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ali, genius. Yeah, totally. That's it.
Perfect.
Are we just gonna ruin this poor guy's life that was just doing his normal job?
Their life was already ruined.
Probably normal job.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if his job was worth saving, or like we might be doing him a favor. That's how I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah, you don't know what his job is.
I otherwise can't hold it on the conscience.
You're apparently a salaryman dog catcher, whatever that means.
I don't know.
What?
He's definitely got a chip in his head.
Yeah. So
is a dog catcher like the person who like catches like the dogs that are like linked to the ones in the ghost world? Like they set up the.
Yeah.
Maybe I I keep walking and I find a bench and I sit down and I have a messenger bag.
Sure.
And I start going through my stuff. Like, who am I?
So you can get some details, and as we see you doing that, like trying to get a hold of who you are, we fade back into the to the ghost world. Like it just we see it just fade out and become black again with the expanse of nothingness, and in the middle of that we zoom in on these tiny dots that turn out to be our other protagonists.
I would love it. I'm sorry, I know you're
sure. No.
I would love it at this point that I actually have fixed Grip's voice problem.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Been there, perfect. Try to speak. And I'm really cautious also because you might explode. But,
Thank you. And
see,
what you did with Hull? Oh my God, what's going on?
I can explain later. I tried something. I don't know. What was I supposed to do? I took a shot.
Hey, nerd, how about we try getting the hell out of here?
I'm gonna agree with the giant brute wielding a giant sledgehammer.
Wait, Sledge, shut up. Brian, I'm just gonna be like, Sledge, you shut up. No, we gotta understand before we move on.
Sledge is looking at Demon
Demon holds up a hand and then lifts the shoulder holding Hull's body with the salaryman, and is just like, this is not Hull. We need to find Hull.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh, right.
No conversation. We find Hull.
Well, we got to figure out.
No.
We got to figure out where he put Hull to find him. Where did Hull go?
Well, they're not here. They're in the real world. If anything, they're safe.
Obviously.
Is that all?
If Hull is not here, where else would Hull go? There's only one other place, probably.
The night carnival.
So, all right. Look, at a convenience store, there's a take a penny, leave a penny.
Yeah.
Think of that, but people's life forces for souls. Yeah. And I took more than a penny. I took someone's wallet.
Okay. Oh my God! What did you do, Coyle?
It was an accident.
What you should do is leave.
I would never go to your convenience store.
If you took my pennies, I would break your knee.
Rather than fighting about theoretical pennies.
How many times do I have to apologize?
And get the actual wallet that we just threw out the window into the real world. Let's go now.
Is there any way we can send? So my question actually is going to be for Coyle on this is there actually going to be? Is there some way that we can send some message through the channel, kind of back through, sort of not a full reversal like that? Let's not try that, but sort of almost like if there's some link, be like maybe get Hull wherever he's in the real world to come to that area too, and maybe we could swap.
I've never tried this before. This is entirely theoretical. I've never seen a full switch before.
Being in the real world,
I mean,
could find their way to the night carnival.
Yeah.
Right, to the real
To
world.
the physical, yeah,
Right.
the physical
Right.
part of it.
But then we just have to tell them, like, we have to find a way to tell them. I guess I'm gonna try.
I was gonna agree with you, Quinn. I was gonna say yes. My character is saying
Oh, yeah.
I've never done it before,
Okay.
but like we're totally gonna try it if you want. Like, yeah, I'm totally.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like we've never done it before, and then it's probably something like like when this never stopped you trying in the first place. Like, fair, okay.
Okay.
All right, okay.
A bit of fictional order. We do know where to go to get to the night carnival at this point in the ghost world because of Grip's
maybe
earlier
right
success.
So we can get there. We just need to get a message to real world help, right?
Right. Do we want to get there first and send the message, or do we want to do it right now?
I feel like getting there first. If the night carnival is supposed to be like a safe space or a safe place, then yeah, getting there first and then sending the message is probably the best plan.
Yeah, because we've been hanging out here with these with the dogs and stuff. Probably a little too long. We probably should get going. Right. Look, I'll fix it. We just gotta get to the night carnival first. All right, let's do it. I promise.
Right,
I can get a message. I can get a message to Hull. They'll be okay. Let's just believe me. Trust me. I got this. I'm sorry. Did I say I'm sorry?
I'm in my body.
I hear at this point you hear the engine of Sledge's bike, the bike that Sledge is in, rev, and Sledge takes off toward the night carnival.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Yep, and Demon is right behind him.
I just want to say this wouldn't have happened if you listened to me. We didn't go to the canals. I'm the worst. Let's go. All right, continue.
Okay, so you make your way to the night carnival, and I think it is like this old rundown amusement park on the outside of this town, and I
have one suggestion though.
Yeah.
I think in the real world it's a rundown amusement park, like Clementine Park in New Jersey, I think.
Sure.
It's very old and like it's still functional, but only just.
Yeah.
But in the ghost world, it's like giant and bright and vibrant.
Yeah,
like Disney World levels.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, I meant to say it was like here in the ghost world. It is very like, excuse me. There are like rides and stuff that are going right now, and this isn't like, this is weird because it's not really like you don't just pop into the ghost world for like to be entertained. So these machines are like running all on their own here. Like it's the echoes of it, and what it was. But there is a fair amount of like criminal trade and black market sales that goes on both sides of the veil here, like back and forth. And this is why, like, I think. Yeah, what if like some of the rides are like the way into the like back into the real world? Like I don't know what it looks like crossing over per se out, but you need to like, there's particular parts of the carnival where you have to link into to get out.
Well, it might even be like, because like this is probably a place in the real world where people go to use sort of like drugs and stuff like that, but then also people. But like in a similar way, this is like where you go to get your fix of doing, like if we have that personal ritual there, you kind of go, you're like, okay, I'm going to go do my, like they have little spots where you go do your little personal ritual and then leave. And then sometimes, and so people come there in the real world to enter into the ghost field and then to leave it. And so it's like this kind of.
Oh yeah. Cause you say, we said earlier that you have like these little personal rituals to transfer over.
And you might do some of them on the ride. Some people might like just to get on a ride. It's like, okay, I'll get on the thing, and then I'll just do my little personal thing, and then
maybe the rides are actually a backup. Like if you need to leave and whatever you used to do your ritual has somehow been destroyed, there is a way out, more or less.
Yeah.
Or you were
hopefully.
saying,
I would love that idea. I would love that idea
Yes.
because it means I'm not trapped
I
here.
feel like they're not used often.
Mhm.
It's like fire escape plans in a hotel. No one has ever really done a fire drill in a hotel. The instructions are there and the theory is sound. It's
Right.
just the problem of doing it.
The reason why the carnival is like still vibrant and bright is like this was the construct, the like digital construct that the original designers of the carnival, like the real world carnival, made for like people who are too afraid to go on the ride physically. They'd like jack in and go on the ride digitally.
Oh yeah.
Right. So there's still like banks of like jackports and stuff in the real world.
And one other detail I think might be relevant to this is I think because there's like lots of like shady underground stuff that goes on in the real world, like it sends over like kind of sometimes there like happen to be violent deaths that get sort of sent over. The echoes of the violent deaths get sent over and then leave some occasionally unsavory echoes in the ghost world that could potentially be dangerous for us.
We still have the wild dogs as like a danger on the table. Right?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I think Sledge books it is already off the table at this point because I think Sledge booked it.
Well, Sledge booked it here is the thing. So we could, in theory, find Sledge if we really wanted to, but I don't think we need to at this point.
Yeah.
How? Okay. What needs to be done in order for me to send a message through the body?
Through. Gosh, this is gonna be. I think you need to extract energy from like one of the stones, and
Well, we only have one stone. That's our money. That's literally our meal ticket.
you have a few, right?
I thought we had a couple different ones.
You had a bunch
We had we had multiple. Oh yeah, okay, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to use one of them. Does anyone care which one I'm gonna risk?
Not the food one.
Yeah, not the food one. The space one? The teleporting one? Can I risk that one? I mean, that one actually makes sense, right? Like, I'm like,
Yeah. Maybe
Sure, we'll
the one
see.
that's just a power conduit. Maybe like it's something where it could power a family home for anywhere from 5 to 10 years, or you could blow it all or most of it on this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just a general power one. Okay.
And I think you need to like hook it into the person, into the body, as like with wires or code or whatever. But it in the same sense that you would hook someone up for a blood transfusion.
Ugh. Okay. Yeah. I mean, let's do it.
So it's like an invasive procedure. It's not like you just stick little EKGs on the body or anything. But it's
All right. Well, this is why I
While
lied about going to medical school. Let's do it.
Whilst you're patching this, I'm like kind of watching over this with like all sorts of like really helpful comments like, this is unorthodox. Should you really put that there? Like, I mean, I'm just like, look, no, that doesn't seem, completely armchairing you.
Grip,
and I don't know what I'm talking about.
Grip, I got you your voice back. Please don't make me regret it, please.
amazing.
I gotta concentrate.
Even out of nowhere, just says, "They're gone." No explanation of who exactly. You're pretty sure that demon means Sledge and Nyx. It's just very confident. They're gone.
Okay. GM, using the power conduit, is that just the fictional circumstances for me to be able to perform this role, or does that mean I'm well prepared?
No, I think it's the fictional circumstances.
Okay,
That you need
yeah,
Table
sure.
stakes.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
So I am channeling the ghost field.
Yes.
Right? It seems pretty
That seems, yes.
right. So I got 2 dice. Any additional dangers?
So paranormal backlash. I think there is a danger of damage to Hull's body.
Mm.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm overloading their body. Sure. Well, I mean, they could be a salary man if they wanted. Maybe they like it.
Maybe I like being like a 45-year-old salary man.
Yeah, whatever body, it's fine.
All right. This is gonna hurt. So 2d6.
3d6.
That's right. The extra harm. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Mm.
Ooch. That's a 3, 4, and 2 for everyone playing at home.
Hey, but they combined to 9. Where are you gonna put that?
Okay. So my goal. The opportunity remains. So I gotta put the goal there.
Yeah.
But here comes the danger. I guess both of the dangers show up. Backlash. Yeah, that's fair. I'm really doing stuff with the ghost field I'm not supposed to.
I told you this was unorthodox.
And you're. You know what? I'm a selfless person. I'm gonna take the 2, and the harm is partial. And I'm taking. I think is my backlash also okay. Is my backlash? I suffer harm.
Yeah. I think your gear just like
Right.
there's like a ghost that comes out of your gear or something like
Right.
that.
And so I think so, yeah. So basically, what I think is like my effect maybe has gotten worse. Right. Like I got reduced effect here, and now I have to like really do it. It looks bad. Like it really looks like everyone's getting shocked here. And like I almost got it, and like I gotta turn the dial just a little bit more. And so like I gotta see if I can withstand the harm to do it again. That's how I'm reading it, but also it feels weird to interpret my own success. So I want what do we think?
I think that sounds good. I think because you still have the opportunity available. I think like the hairs on your arm and your arms and the back of your neck stand up, Hull. And you're like, what's going on? Like there's this weird tingling sensation.
Can someone manipulate me so I don't have to do this harm and say I'm going to do this regardless? I don't know. There's no real way to help somebody in this game, right?
Yeah,
that we have
that's
seen,
the,
right?
the one like downside.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If somebody's stepping in here to set me up, but I don't. Maybe someone else can channel the ghost field to help me out.
Yeah, or do
like
something.
Guardians of the Galaxy Stone. I've got to hold hands here for a second.
Yeah, no, I could go in and sort of try that, like a channel the ghost field there. That would be
right. So instead of me suffering harm, instead there's a chance for Grip here to channel the ghost field and we kind of distribute the harm so it's not like hurtful for one person, it's just uncomfortable for 2.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I will allow this.
Obviously, the failure is that we both suffer the maximum amount of harm. Demon still stoically standing there.
Someone has to be there in case, I have to carry everyone out somehow.
Yeah. So that's the
I think in this case you are prepared, Grip, because after all, you told him so.
Yeah, I will come in and it was like, sometimes fundamentals are best, and I will start doing kind of more stuff that seems like magic and all that stuff to come in. So our danger is like massive backlash.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
God, what if we made some sort of rip in the ghost field? Oh, that sounds
It's very
like
possible.
fun. Yeah, like we kind of make a tear. So and then goal is to distribute the harm and any other danger.
Nothing that I can think of right now.
All right, so
I mean, are we
3d6.
attracting the attention of wraiths doing this?
Oh, well, actually, I think because there is actually a remaining danger that I forgot to put. It's the harm to the body. So I think there has been some damage, like a little bit, but
Sure.
it's a potential threat here. So you get 4 dice and assign 3.
Because Hull's ghost form, like his avatar, their avatar, is like already damaged. Is there like a risk that Hull's avatar and the salaryman will be destroyed?
Yeah, I mean that is a potential outcome of harm to the body. So
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah, it seems right.
Okay.
you'll be stuck in someone else's body.
So we'll get the goal is partially achieved.
Oh boy. Oh.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. And then the required danger is paranormal backlash, and then there's harm to the body. I'm gonna do put the 4 to reduce the harm to the body.
Okay.
And so remember when I was talking about that tear in the ghost field? Yeah. That happens. And then what was the last? No, I signed 3. So yeah.
Okay. Oof.
Well,
Nailed it.
Yeah, I think the tear in the ghost field ends up causing something similar to like explosive decompression, and so like as spirit
Ghost
material
bends?
gets shunted into the like the real world, and it's rather dangerous. So I think you're all at risk of getting harmed here, unless do you have anything you want to do to try and like close that off or get people out of the way? Or
I have an idea, and it's a little bit terrible.
okay.
I've been keeping an eye out, and there's an echo nearby that's fairly large. I'm just going to shove them into the tear to stop it,
Okay.
at least temporarily, until that echo is sucked through, and hopefully we're far away.
Sounds good. I don't have an additional danger for that at the moment. You are
Yes, that would be
acting under pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say that I'm well prepared after doing this scouting? Or no, I wasn't expecting a tear in the ghost field, unless...
no one expects a tear in the ghost field or the Spanish Inquisition.
Okay. All right, let's see. No.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, at least I know where everything goes.
You buy some time, so if somebody wants
Yeah.
to do something else, you can have advantage doing this. Like you can.
Well, it's
and
yeah. How about like it just seems like we're like working really hard to do this, and maybe we should cut over to the Spike Mall,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So we're
you're
clearly
all
like doing
struggling.
everything we can to get this stuff struggling, and then
I think what it might be is in the real world, there's a very loud pop that doesn't have a source near you.
yeah.
Yeah.
The way I'm imagining this is you guys are trying to reach me through like the Internet of Things to my brain, right?
Mm-hmm.
And from the night carnival, and like you're not quite connecting, but like everybody's cell phones anywhere near the night market are like popping with like carnival sounds is like streaming through every speaker and every cell phone in like a 3-block radius.
Nice. Yeah.
Right.
All
And
right.
so like
yeah.
my slate just starts to like go off with
Nice.
like the carnival noises and like the music and stuff. And I'm rummaging through this bag, and I think I figure out that like this guy he hunts the dogs
Hmm.
don't have physical bodies anymore. They put their consciousness into like things,
Yeah.
and like he has devices that let him like sniff out where these dogs are hiding their like data selves in like things, and like that's his job. And like I've figured that out when this happens, and I just go like the night carnival and get up and start running. And like I think my slate starts going off again.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So are you going to answer the slate?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you can find your way to the night carnival pretty easily. So yeah, it is this like rundown amusement park, and you've got I think you're trying to. It sounds like you're not answering the phone. There's danger in the area. It sounds like you're attempting to infiltrate, like be undetected here.
I think Hull like takes the slate
Mm-hmm.
and like they know that they can't smash the slate. That like the tracker is in my head more, right?
Yeah.
So like I throw the slate like into an alley as I'm running, and then like I'm trying to like I think like I'm trying to get there before the help arrives.
Yeah. That makes sense. So in this case, perhaps acting under pressure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna roll 2d6.
Yep.
Spike Ball, redeem us, please.
And
Oh,
Okay.
that's a little better.
So I want to get there before help arrives,
Sure.
but I suffer harm in doing so. I have an idea.
Okay. Yeah. How do you suffer harm?
I like pull out the tools from my messenger bag,
Mm-hmm.
and like I kind of know what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They're made for like destroying, sniffing out and destroying like electronic components that have been taken over by ghosts.
Yeah. Sure.
By the dogs. And like I sniff out my chip in my brain and
Ooh.
destroy it. Right? As
Okay.
I'm like running down the street, I duck into an alley and I'm just like I can't lead them to the night carnival.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. And you're like bleeding out of your ears now. So
yeah,
it's not good. Yeah, you're in a bad position here.
I mean, really, it's more the salary man's body is in a bad position here.
Yeah, so you need to roll for suffering harm.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And again, I think it's just I think in this case it's still just 2d6.
Come on, double sixes. I want to fight my way through the pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm I think I'm definitely seriously injured. Like,
Oh, for sure.
this is like, yeah. And I'm definitely not impressing anybody.
Yeah, this is tough because I think this body isn't like what you're used to, right? So pushing yourself, it's
Yeah. I'm going to put the 6 on incapacitated. I'm not incapacitated at all,
Okay.
but fighting my way through the pain is not wholly achieved.
So do you go again?
No, I think in this case, like you get there, and you're not incapacitated, but you like run in, and there's some of the people in the night carnival are just like, what is going on with this person? Like, why is this random salaryman from the park here? And the I think they start like
bleeding.
Yeah, like one of them's like, we should just loot this guy, and they're like, I don't know, he's bleeding out of his ears and his nose. Maybe we don't want to touch him. So there's a little bit of like a brouhaha about what to do with you, and some people are panicking. And yeah, there's also the fact that there's these there's like this weird ghostly mist venting into the real world that's now like trickling off. And people are running around trying to deal with that. It's like, we don't have time to deal with you.
Everything's fine. This is fine.
Cool. So back in the other world, what do we do? Back in the ghost world.
I think we just ripped. Are we dealing with suffering harm for that? Or I forget.
No, I don't think you are suffering harm. I could be. Oh, because you have like, I think you're just trying to get out of the situation. Like it's okay for now,
Right.
but
Well, there's no backlash.
Oh, was there?
There was.
I think the backlash might be that most of us, or all of us actually, aren't entirely capable of competently finishing our rituals, so we have to use one of the emergency exits.
That makes perfect sense.
That's good. Yeah.
And I have an idea. It's a roller coaster. So like Demon is shuttling all of you towards a roller coaster, and it's just like, this is the best one. Just go. Get on it. Get in the line now. So like winding through the line turnstiles.
The queue thing. Yeah.
And I don't think like there's anyone here per se, like no real people like waiting to get on the ride or anything like that. But there's like, again, there's these weird ghostly echoes of people who are doing this. And there is you eventually make your way to the ride, and it just kind of pulls up, and it's got like this screaming skull on the front of it. And so I guess you all get in. This seems like a terrible idea.
Yeah, we strap Hull's body in. Because we still have Hull, right? Yeah.
You have Hull's body. And I think in this case it's going to be like channeling the ghost field. I feel you're going to get a die here just because all of you are kind of working in tandem to like do this. So I think, you're okay for the action at hand.
Roller coaster drummer boy.
Just because like as a way of representing that it's a thing. Yeah. Cool. And then what do we do here? As somebody channel the ghost field. It sounds like you were doing this, Demon.
Yep. So I'm guessing that your danger is going to be harm to the body, because I don't think anyone's not been awake to do this before.
Can I ask a question? Are we all like physically in the real world at night market, like our
So
actual bodies are there?
here's my thought on that. No, I think like it's not just like the Matrix. I think like you do pass into the ghost field, but I think what having an avatar does is it's like this. It's like having a chip in your head or something like that. It allows you to exist in the ghost world, rather than like dissolving into ghostly material or becoming like a wandering angry spirit or something like that. Like, it's something that protects you, and it manifests itself in the way that like an online avatar would.
Okay.
Is that sound good to everybody, or?
So
Yeah.
we are physically in the ghost world.
Yeah. There was.
I think both yes and no. It might be like we're physically, our bodies are probably still somewhere in the night carnival, like doing things very, very mechanically, like just eating fries over and over and over again. And then, and then in the ghost world, that's where consciousness is.
No, we're all on a ride somewhere. Like, everyone's like screaming, and we just like have this zombie like expression on this ride as we're like channeled in here. Or like, I like the automaton like expression on people's faces as we go into the ghost field.
Are you like on the Whirly Cups or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So 3d6
3d6
or 4d6 because there's still
4 because it's harm to the body. So
take us.
All right. Let's
take
see.
us home. Hey,
wow.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, finally.
There's the roll of the night.
Here we go. That there, and that one there.
Ooh.
There we go.
Okay,
This
so
is how it ends.
So I think the roller coaster just like goes up, and there's the carnival music in the background. It's getting more distant and goes up for a while. Like it's just going and going.
I think I'm gonna pull from a real world experience. So, in Universal Islands of Adventure, there was a roller coaster called the Incredible Hulk that would start going up, and then halfway up its like ramp would stop and sound like the ride was malfunctioning, but this was part of the normal ride, and then it would shoot you out at very high speeds up the rest of the ramp and then through the roller coaster.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And the Hulk is what we are on.
Nice.
So there's a split second where in the ghost world and in the real world it stops, and you're not entirely sure, like, has this ride malfunctioned and are we now not able to use it to get out, or is it going to like hit this peak velocity so we do actually get out?
And so I think like you hit this, you go up and you crest the hill and you start falling downwards, and at some point like you pass, like it feels like you pass through the ground and like you're just falling and falling, and then all of a sudden you snap awake, and you're there and your body is in like the whirly, the whirly gig, and you've been like in the ghost field for a while, so like you feel really disoriented and lethargic, and you notice that Hull's like actual body is bleeding, like out the nose, and is like slumped over.
And I think in the real world, looking very out of place, Demon is wearing like a scarf over like nose and mouth, marriage sunglasses, and a deep hood.
Nice.
And just like wobbles up as the teacup ride is ending. Goes over to Hull and just like arm over shoulder, kind of like limping away.
Hull in real life is wearing like a Michael Myers mask. Right? that like awful plastic, but like you can see like blood trickling out of the mouth hole.
And I think for like weird unknown reasons, like the stones like come with you on the journey, like, and they're just like there, next to you now in the real world somehow.
Ooh.
Or like, or it's like data on a slate or something like that, right? And you like that energy and that data is used to process. God, it's like the horrible, it's like the horrible evolution of the blockchain. I don't know, like it's a bunch of math that's then used to produce food.
Yes.
Of course, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right.
Bit bytes.
Yeah. And so yeah, I think so. You're all disoriented. You like the body's slumped over. You're checking this out. This salary man stumbles in, like also, is just bleeding out of his ears, and he meets eyes with you for a moment, and looks at, and you see your own body, like you are outside of your own body looking at it, and then in a brief moment you hear the click of a gun. And there is someone you identify as the real person of Nyx standing there with the real person of Sledge. And she's, she looks very similar to her avatar. And she's just like, where the fuck's my money? And I think like we cut there. Yeah. And I think that's what we got.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was cool.
How's everyone doing?
Hey.
I saved it in the end.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah. Ooh. No.
Yeah, so we got a few minutes left, I guess. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I liked it. But do you want me to do the post-mortem thing, Eric?
Yeah, let's just do a couple questions. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So
talk about it.
Yeah, what did you like? What worked? What didn't? Any thoughts on the game? I've got one leading right out there. Like I think it's an interesting system, but I can see how some of the ideas here evolved into what became Blades, because I kept thinking like the whole time I was like, Blades would sort of handle this a little better, like with positioning or whatnot, and like with teamwork and things like that. So,
But it's nice though too, as a kind of like a proto kind of as something where you get to sort of on the fly, like as a more improv system, like you can get sort of the space is well, it can lead to confusion if like I think we're all here, we're pretty experienced with sort of handling off the cuff creation and stuff like that, so really nothing there really floored us. We weren't like spinning our wheels for very long. And that's kind of the nice thing too. You're just like, oh, I'm just going to add in this detail. Okay, this is a new reality, and you can just sort of smoothly do it because there's so much white space in the system.
Yeah, it is nice in the sense that it gives you a lot of room to work with that. So, anyone have like a favorite highlight moment or something?
Yeah, just to piggyback on what Quinn said, like, we're all pretty good, aren't we? We're pretty good at role-playing games, which definitely helps. Sorry, what did you say? What was the question?
No, that's fine. Yeah. So, does anyone have like any like outstanding moments or favorite bits or anything like that?
I love Demon's stoicness compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
Just like the only competent one.
Yeah.
I felt like there needed to be a straight man, and I don't normally pick that role up. So I was like, all right, yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Yeah, I kind of liked how right off the bat you're just like, wait, I know them. I'm like I've worked with them before or something like that.
Yeah. So. I think one of the really cool things, like I actually kind of like that kind of because we didn't spend any time. We wouldn't have otherwise touched the real world at all, except for that mishap with Coil and Hull, and then it's sort of like, and then all of a sudden, boom, we had these like two parallel stories.
Yeah.
Coming in for the last arc. So like I thought that was like a cool. That was an example of that kind of, hey, we're just like like failures kind of are going to keep propelling the theme forward, right? And so then we got this one that was just like, oh, cool, like here's like plot A, plot B now. Right,
Yeah.
and then they our real solution was to try and get them to converge. So that was cool.
If we had more time, or does anyone else have anything they want to? I don't want to just like step over.
No, go ahead.
That Viper was amazing. That was really great.
That
was really cool.
That was some cool moments. Yeah. Yeah, I liked a bunch of things. I liked Coil being like, "Well, it worked this time." Or it's like, "Yeah, trust me, it'll be fine." And I kind of like the whole business with the salary man being like, "Oh no, everything's good." And it's like, "Oh, we're sending help to get you." No, I don't want that. Yeah. So if we'd had more time, what would we have? Perhaps.
I mean, I would be curious to, I introduced the thing about the sort of this like mission to feed people with a stone. So I would love to see kind of on the other end. So like we went, like the whole thing was like, we got to get this back to the thing. So, okay, now who are the people that we're trying to save and rescue?
Yeah.
And then it like kind of it would show us the other part and probably get us a chance to show how the ghost field kind of thing got created. And and its tension with the real world.
Yeah, I was gonna say the exact same thing. The downtime. What do we do with this food and who are we feeding with it? It's definitely the big questions in next part of the game that was on my mind.
Yeah.
Yes. I was really interested to see like if it had continued there. I think that Hull, the whole issue of like how, like, does Hull want back into their body?
Yeah, how do they do that? Like that's
how do you get the stone out of the body that like Hull isn't in anymore?
Yeah.
And how do you deal with Nyx and Sledge in the real world? And what do they look like?
Yeah.
Who are they when they're at home?
Yeah.
Cool. I think that wraps it up for tonight. Thank you everybody for playing. It's been a good time. So thanks for coming along for this ride with this strange old game. I guess we'll do outros.
This game came out in 2009. Oh, it's weird. Which is very old in, I guess, indie game world.
Yeah,
it's almost 10 years old.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So it was good stuff. I am always Hyena Spots with a Z. You can find me there on Twitter, where I post about what I'm up to. I am currently playing in a game most Tuesday evenings, not this Tuesday evening, however, for Austin Ramsey's Beam Saber. He is playtesting that. It's a mecha hack of Blades in the Dark. So I am playing a priest turned officer, like military officer there. And it's been a lot of fun. So yeah, you can find info about that on my Twitter, or you can visit Not an Inn on Twitter, which is where Austin will be posting info about it as well. And you can also check out the game there too. Then we will go to Quinn.
Hey, QH_Murphy on Twitter. Words of all sorts about RPGs, thoughtcrimegames.net. Also, this Sunday, I will be doing more streaming of RPGs. We're doing for the I Need Diverse Games channel. We're doing a Reclaimer RPG. We're doing Primetime Adventures. We've made this really awesome thing called Kilo Girls. If anybody ever heard of computing power used to be measured in kilogirls, because women used to do all the computing, and we made this like little kind of thing of it is like Kill Dash O Girls, and they're like Monster Hunter, like a female Monster Hunter school, and it's like this LGBT rom-com / action adventure, and it's just a really fun kind of RPG session that we're doing now. So that'll be Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern, on twitch.tv/INDG.
Then we go to Allie.
Yeah, what's up? I'm Allie. I'm Mad Pro both on Twitter and on Patreon. On my Patreon, you can find where I've been working on a hack of Blades in the Dark called Misbehavin'. It's Prohibition era urban fantasy. I've also been working on, very slowly, the results of my Kickstarter called Parliament of Supplements, which I hope gets an update later tonight that I'll be posting, because I finally moved it all over in InDesign.
And our newest player, Eric.
Yeah. Long time fan, first time caller. I'm Eric. No, thank you so much. Thank you for putting this together, Haina. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Ali, Quinn, and Spike Maw. Thanks for playing with me as well. This was great. I never get to play as much on these shows. I'm typically behind the scenes just doing production, letting everyone else do the things. But how could I say no to Ghost Echo? It's a game. It's one of the few games I have not played. It feels at this point, and so I'm always excited to play a new game and try it out. Yeah, so I'm Eric Vulgaris on everything. I stream pretty much every day. My only special announcement is tomorrow I'm going to be on Roll For It's channel early in the morning to play on their Layla the Vampire Slayer game as a guest star. It'll be fun. And then after that, I have Stars Without Number, and just go hit me up on my Discord and you'll see my schedule that I'll be sharing. I update that every week on Sundays for all of the games that I do, and yeah, I'm somewhere around like 12 different games and stuff around. So thank you very much. Thank you for your support. Welcome. And yeah, so that is me. So that's last but certainly not least, Spike Maw.
Yeah, I'm Spike Maw, Brendan. I have been playing Fever Swamp with Eric whenever we can get enough soon-to-be corpses together. And yeah, follow me on Twitter, and you'll see me around for sure.
Cool. Yeah. Well, thank you, everybody. And have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, have a great night.
Yep. Everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, we're gonna I'm gonna throw it over to host Ash, a CGAC who's also doing some streams right now. So make sure you tell them hello from us. So take care, everybody.
Hope she's playing CUD.
Nice. That was really fun.
Cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, guys.